Welcome back, everybody. This is Dan, and this is the Rimworld episode with episode 2 of Escape from Planet 314. So, our escapees have crash landed after they assaulted the guards on the ship, and they are now there. They've gotten together very quickly, and they have had a meeting. There were some disagreements. Jim, the drug lord, felt that creating a small base and evaluating the situation would be a better start. Sukihana, the murderer, felt that quickly, starting a journey and killing people they find and taking their goods and finding information that way would be a better way. Iji acted as a moderator and sort of suggested a middle ground where we would create a base, an enclave, and then we would sort of gather some information from people who came. Whether we killed them or not would be a decision to be made at the time. And, we're probably going to need to, get some stuff together first. So that's the decision. What I've done here is, and I'll probably do this with in between other episodes potentially as we grow, I've plotted out kind of a layout of what we're probably going to aim to build. This saves some time on camera by doing it off camera. And so I'll just go over it really quickly. Sorry, excuse me. We're going to have some beginning power needs here. We're going to have some growing plots here. I've got potatoes and some rice. We'll start a second rice plot, some corn. We're going to do these in order. We've got some cotton, we've got some smoke leaf, we've got healing root, but we don't have the capability yet, and then eventually some hay grass as well. In addition, because there's a lack of trees here, we do have some, we have some cactus. We're probably going to end up needing to grow some trees, so we're going to grow some trees here. Can't grow cactus, sadly, but I will grow some trees here, maybe some trees here. A lot of the white plotting points represent where we'll probably have walls. Just to give you an idea, we're probably going to put some stoves or kitchen here, some butchering, maybe our first fridge. We are going to create some individual bedrooms, but probably start here as sort of a barracks. I have created a supply depot where we drop our stuff, and then these rooms will act as maybe dining rooms or workstations or things like that. In addition, I've created a corpse dropping spot over here, dumping stockpile. Sorry, stockpile is what I should have used as a term. I will probably be creating a wall here. All these walls won't be created to begin with. They're probably future plans. And so the other concern, of course, will be, how are we going to defend this? And I'm less concerned about, shall we say, pirates and other things to begin with. More concerned about things like big mad animal raids and whatnot. We may end up building some walls across these sort of outlying rocks. But we should get this going. We've got this. We've got some work, and we can start dragging stuff. And I'm going to just start going. So first off, we're going to need some beds, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and queue up 3 beds. We'll queue them up in this this wonderful little house here. We'll just put them right here. We're going to put some doors on there so that we will actually have doors. Doors do tend to take a little bit more wood. And now that I've done that, I want to get people moving so that way you can see them working. But to that end, I'm going to use something that's part of a mod under orders. You see I have this unforbid everything. It's going to unforbid everything on the map. Includes all this iron or steel and other things that are forbidden. This can be useful, extremely useful, but it can also end up having people run across the map for corpses or for things that drop out of drop pods. So it should be used somewhat judiciously, but we're going to go ahead and unforbid everything. The other thing we're going to do before we set off here is we're going to go ahead and have people specifically pick up certain weapons. So our friend Sukihana, the murderer, we're going to zoom in a little bit. Let's have Sukihana equip the revolver. we'll have EG go ahead and pick up the bolt action rifle. And Gem, even though she is not very qualified as far as a melee skill, I think there's a plasteel knife somewhere around here, but I'm not seeing it. We'll take care of that in a minute. Let's get going. There it is. Okay. So, we've got some medicine, we've got some steel, we've got some wood, we've got some packaged meals all around. So immediately we've got a couple people headed to work on the 2 crop fields that I have open. EG is immediately constructing the beds and the doors, which is very important. Very poor quality, that's unfortunate, but that's kind of where we are. We just got off a prisoner ship. In addition, we're going to go take a look here. You still have to get more wood, so they're going to do that for a little while. I just want to quickly show you that, let's see here. I've set up their work. This is another mod where I can change to use their numerics as a priority. So I've set them up to prioritize different types of work at, different levels. So we can go over that further, but it's a great, ability to sort of, different people use it different ways, but to make sure you prioritize work. So I'm going to go ahead and start up on this wall. We do have limited wood, but I think it's important we go ahead and start building this as a defensive sort of, say, border. Go ahead and put a door up here. It's going to be important for us, I suspect, to... oh, look at that. There's the roof going in. So now we have a barracks. It's a good start. Someplace to sleep. We'll probably need a table and some chairs to eat at. So what we'll do is maybe we'll continue the wall out here. Down here. Another door in. Right there. And we can continue the wall right there, and that'll connect us. And while that won't count as indoors, what we can prioritize is that maybe we should go ahead and make the larger room our temporary dining room. So we can go ahead and do this, put a door in there. Furniture. It doesn't have to be a real big table. We've got very few people. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw that. Ancient danger. I'm pausing real quick. So EG drew close to this ancient wall. So there's something bad in here. It's unfortunate, or maybe fortunate, but we're going to go ahead and unpause. And I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I learned a great thing so that you don't forget in between episodes and other things. Let's go ahead and use the planning tool to mark this. So, although it should be fairly obvious, go ahead and mark this as a ancient danger, if you will. Big D. So that way, when we want to embark on opening that up, we'll remember that there's potentially an ancient danger in there, and we'll take care of it. So it looks like we've got these 2 sown, these 2 garden plots, which is the rice and potatoes. We're going to go ahead and open up the corn at this point, even though they're starting to drag some stuff back to the stockpile. So we'll open up the corn. We're going to go ahead and open up the other rice as well. Now, interestingly enough, completely out of wood because we're obviously not building anymore. I'm also going to queue up a couple dining chairs. 2 is probably fine to begin with. So this counts at this point as indoors, which is great. Even though these corner, they consider that a closed building. In addition, if we look at roofs, you'll see it's roofed. So that's how you can look at roofs real quick, toggle on and off. So rather than have EG continue to just gather the nearby stuff, which is perfectly fine, I really want him to continue to build. So what you can do is, if I can find some wood, zoom out a little bit. Well, one, I could either have him prioritize hauling some of the wood, that apparently I don't see any of from our drop. Maybe we already used it all. What I can do is, let's go ahead and place an order to chop wood. So cactus counts as wood, so we're going to chop all that stuff down. Let's go ahead and chop all this stuff down, because the truth is we're going to use a lot of wood at the beginning. One of our very limited resources, but we can't use stone, because to actually use stone to build, you need a stone, here it is, where is it? Stone cutter's table, and you'll make stone blocks. Once you make stone blocks out of these chunks of stone, you can then use the stone blocks to build things, be it walls or other things. So it's a timely process. It will be very valuable to us in the future, but right now it's about the wood. So this is actually really good. They finished growing our sort of 4 main food crops to begin with, or sowing them. And so now they're working on all helping out on chopping down wood, and they're going to deliver the resources to the walls, which is probably our most critical thing we need to do right now. We do have some cotton we want to start, and some smoke leaf, and some trees. But first off, you know, it being our first day, getting near the end of our first day, well, midway through, this is probably a priority, so I'm glad everybody is on it. So as you can see, as far as to go over a couple other things, we got some wildlife, we got some elephants, I think we got some rhinos nearby. So not naturally aggressive, but if they were somehow aggroed, they would be a difficult foe, dangerous foe, that could give us some significant injuries early on. So again, you know, this is kind of just trying to get some shelter at the beginning. Wow. So that order command that I used to chop wood, just FYI, it only selects things that are within a certain degree of, like they're mostly full grown. So as you can see, it selected this one, which is like 82% grown. It didn't select this one, which is 31% grown. So it will harvest things that are, shall we say, near the peak of their growth, which is certainly a useful feature because that's what you're going to get the most out of. So it looks like the wall's coming along well. We definitely got some extra work to do. We have marked a few more, so that hopefully should be enough maybe to finish out what we want to do, at least to begin with. I'm going to go ahead. Cotton ends up being pretty important. Looks like our Labrador Retriever is just kind of hanging out near the food. Let's go ahead and allow sowing on that. Smoke leaf's a little bit less important, so we're going to hold off. This wood is really, we need to sort of finish up our work here. Nice, very nice. So while we're doing this, so they should be done fairly soon, but honestly everybody's going to be going to bed with not too much. Oh, okay, so he's going for a walk. He's trying to sort of enjoy himself a little bit. So we probably forgot about a couple critical things. So some joy items, so like a horseshoe. So this looks like a place we could probably at least temporarily put a horseshoe. So we're going to go ahead and put a horseshoe here. It's within sort of our perimeter. That way people can play horseshoes. Temperature, we're not quite at making the fridge or needing a heater, so we won't deal with that right now. Security, we'll be dealing with that soon with like traps. Power, we're going to need power, especially when we start getting into the cooking and things like that. You can use wood, but wood's a problem here. But we're not going to unselect or make this solar panel constructible yet until at least we get the preliminary walls up. And we'll deal with power. Okay. So as you can see, everybody's working hard. Still chopping wood. Still, we got some wood marked, which is good. Probably going to just mark some extra wood because we're going to need it. So that looks like those are good to be marked. There, those are good to be marked. Those are good to be marked. Okay. Well, that's great. So we actually should claim any buildings that allow us to deconstruct if we so want it. So this should also probably be claimed. We won't claim this for right now. I guess I can claim that since it's our wall. I can claim that since it's our wall. So I did not put down an animal sleeping spot. So our Labrador Retriever, which we probably should name off of the default name, I think. So if anyone has an idea for a name, take that and rename the dog. But I need to put down an animal sleeping spot. EG's gone to sleep, interrupted. Unfortunately, it is a barracks. We didn't get to the table. Sukihana apparently is stargazing. So, stargazing is sort of like a joy item. See, the joy item is slowly going up. The bar is filling so that they're more joyful, if you will. Ate without a table. It's unfortunate. We don't have the table done. Feeling bad, ugly environment, you know. Mass kiss and a little pain. Nice. Tired. Well, get up and go to bed. There you go. Okay, so it's nighttime. We don't have any people who have night owl as a trait, so they're working at night. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, let's go ahead and place, so it's a little bit slower. I'm going to go ahead and place an animal sleeping spot in here. That way the dog can sleep with us. And let's look at the plans for tomorrow morning, and then we'll start speeding it up. So we still want to finish this, finish the tables. That's going to involve wood. So let's stay focused on that. And I think we will also allow the sowing of the smoke leaf plant. And I think it's going to make the day take a long time, but let's go ahead and allow one of the trees, because trees take a long time to grow, and I think we are going to need them. There's stuff, but you know, we're going to end up having to roam further and further. So we've got that, we've got that, we've got that. That's a lot of work for people. So before we do anything else, I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and speed up. There's also plenty of stuff to haul. We haven't even let the people like haul the stuff. And to that end, actually, I am going to, it's almost morning now. Oh, people are up, so I'm going to set it to normal speed, at least for now. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to actually set some roofing over this sort of stockpile. None of the stuff except for wood in there decays in weather. So you see how it's deteriorating. But I can roof this because it's within, you can roof up to 6 tiles out from like walls. So I'm going to go ahead and roof that. You do it through zone area, build roof. And then I'm going to go ahead and roof this right here. So this is now all roofed. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're going to go construct the roof there. So by doing that, you know, we'll be able to then protect stuff like stuff that decays. So you can see EG's making a chair. Chairs and tables definitely take a reasonable amount of wood. So wood. That's the name of the game. Let's look else around. So we've got some just material. We've got some jade, pretty sculptures. It's got some value. We've got some steel. We're gonna need lots of steel for all sorts of things: armor, traps, guns. More steel here. This we'll be using later. It's a steam geyser. You can actually, with enough technology, build a power generating device over it. It can also generate heat. So these will all come in handy. So now you can see it's a little bit darker there. And so it is now covered by roof. If we check the roof view, oh, look at that. Roof over all that. So we have our first chair built, but no table. Normal, not bad. Let's check the beds. 4, 4, good. So, well, Gem got a good bed. Good for Gem. So as you can see, and this is kind of what I said during the night, they're going to spend a good part of the morning planting trees here in this tree plot, but hopefully that will pay off for us later. Because even once we get into stone for walls, we'll be using wood for things like tables and other devices, chairs. So it looks like the smoke we got. So now we have a good 6 plots worth of plants growing. So it's very good. Looks like I could have made this. This is not probably the ideal. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Wide or deep, if you will, and it looks like based on that they can only plant 2 rows of trees. So if I made that one more, they might have been able to fit in 3 rows of trees. So we can correct that at a later date, but it means they'll take less time planting them, right? Because we won't be planting as many. Look at this, we're getting close here. So as you might have guessed, EG is obviously got a fairly high priority in constructing. His constructing skill is going up. Let's see. What I may do, actually, after this, is I may make sure that we do some gathering of, and moving of the packaged meals that are around the map and some of the other resources. We may let them have a little bit of time for that. Like I could put one individual on like a high priority of hauling after they finish with this. That might be something that might be good. That would get all our resources in that we have out there available to us. But first they're going to go work on some wood. Hopefully keep EG work. So what you're seeing right here is because we have walls all around that we just built, the game assumes that you're going to want a roof. And so they built a roof over it, which is fine. It is dark in there because we don't have any light because it's now roofed. But hopefully they're only going in there to eat meals, that type of a thing. Hopefully they're spending most of their day outside working other things. So I think at this point, let's go ahead and make someone very high priority on hauling. Let's go ahead and have Suki. So Suki, I'm going to go ahead and increase their priority for haul very high. So now Suki, hopefully, yep, Suki's bringing back steel. We'll work on that. We'll hopefully bring as many things to the stockpile as possible. Still short on wood, so I'm going to look for some more wood that is, relatively nearby. Super nearby, but probably as nearby as I'm going to get. Rather grab that. So Suki is now bringing components into the stockpile. This is not nearly a big enough stockpile probably for everything we need, but it's a start. So again, we've got people harvesting the cactuses and the wood. So, minor break risk, EG. So let's take a look at EG real quick. So needs. So this is the mood. This is their break point. Well, not break point, but where, sort of stress level. So they've got some positive modifiers here, but here are the negative modifiers. Disturb, well, they're in a barracks. Here's the adult barracks. They're, been hitting on Gem. There's 2 females, EG. Maybe you should pick the other one. Ate without a table, hot, because it's, it's arid. So, these are problems, but things we can hopefully overcome. If this table gets built, that'll help. Good thing is we did build the horseshoe. There are, they can stargaze and things, but this is an obvious way to go ahead and get some joy. Oh, look at that table. Not a very good table. Now, I'm going to real quickly look at this. So we have an enclosed room. We have a table in it. It's a gather spot, so they potentially gather there, but it looks at this room, and because it's got a table, it considers itself a dining room. That's the sort of overriding factor currently. But it's an awful dining room. Now, there are a lot of, is it big enough? What's the quality of the furniture? The other thing is, how beautiful is it? What's the environment? And as you can see here, it's not very attractive. The beauty is not good. It's not horrible, but it's all negative except for the chair. The table's crappy, and this non-constructed chair is also crappy. So we could at least put, it would take wood, but we could put wood floors down, which would remove a lot of these negative ones. I would like to do that, but the first thing I want to do is just give them a table to eat at. So that way they stop getting that negative modifier for not having a table to eat at. So that's our first focus. Because limited wood, right? Can't just build floors willy-nilly everywhere. So he's going to build a second chair. That way in case 2 people need to eat at once. We're going to continue, it looks like, to gather. As soon as that's done, though, we have now built the furniture, and we have now, look, we're starting to actually gather wood. So we're actually sort of, say ahead of the game, but kind of ahead of the game. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to outline this, outline this, outline this, and that is going to at least start to continue to enclose our walls, if that makes sense. Now, we could get rid of the barracks penalty if we made them each separate rooms. However, this is a, it's got nice stone floors, it's a little dirty, but there's good and bad to that. So do we really want to focus on creating separate rooms? Or do we want to focus on creating the kitchen? Well, looks like we still have we have 14 meals in our stockpile. I better decide fast though. Look at how fast those walls are going up. I think separate rooms. Why not, right? Go ahead and do this. Can't do this one. But, think about it. If we create 2 separate rooms, then this becomes a room unto itself. So let's go ahead. Door, create a door. Wow, time passes so quickly. Look at that. It's already getting towards night. So we probably won't get this, but we got the table done. We got the trees. Wow. Sort of wiggy trees there. But we got the trees planted. So definitely made great progress. Oh, look. There was a cactus I missed there. But that one. Probably those. Doesn't look like anything out there. We'll try those. Yep, that looks good. A few more. Very, very good progress. Now, we got a lot of stones around here. Chunks, if you will. And they will move the chunks if they're in the way of what they're actually trying to do, like building a wall or something like that. But they only move them slightly, and they're sitting there. And I guarantee you probably look, oh, they're not pretty, these chunks of stone, -9. So what we want to do, in theory, is we want to create a place where we can put them. We'll eventually want to craft them into stone blocks, but we want basically a dumping place. So we're going to go ahead and create a zone, a dumping stockpile. And now that we're starting to get a wall here, what we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and create a stockpile right here. Let's just do it. Nice big stockpile. And we will go ahead and set it. We're going to not allow rotten. Actually, we're going to go ahead and clear all. We're going to go down to chunks, stone chunks, and we're going to allow all stone chunks. Now, they won't always bring them there, but if we actually mark them for bringing, like haul things, they will bring them there, if that makes sense. Again, it's a hauling task, so I feel like we just lost some. Oh. Okay, there's the third. So it will be another night. So let's take a quick look before we speed up time. Make sure we got a plan for tomorrow. So we're starting to get to the point. We're still very short on wood. I think we're starting to run out of, well, we're going to have to range further. I don't think there's anything that we can do about it. So like all that, let's grab all of that wood. Going to be a further way to go, but it's not too bad, because well, we'll be almost done here. We're going to need to build this, and then we're going to really have to decide what are we going to do, how are we going to build, you know, sort of enclose this encampment. Rather than build stuff far off, I'm tempted to just build a temporary wall kind of like right around here, and you know, I think that will be the plan. Let's go ahead and do that. Take a lot of wood. I don't think we're going to get it tomorrow, but let's go ahead and map that out. So, go ahead and go from here all the way to there. Go ahead and leave there. Put a door. But we go here. We're gonna go right there. That's where the cooler is probably gonna go. Let's do this. So, not an ideal, but that will give us a fully enclosed encampment if we can get enough wood to do that. And to that end, in addition, no, we don't have any power for it. Let's go ahead and put the cooler in. So I'm putting the cool side in and the heat out, and that will help be part of the wall. I'm actually pretty sure. Okay, well, let's do it. We can always change it later. Okay, let's speed up this boy. So the game's telling us we don't have meals, so we're going to go back to normal sound. EG's still unhappy. Don't have any defenses and don't have a meal source. Now it's reflecting that we have 21 meals, but that's what's in the stockpile. Not, we have a few more here, not a lot. Looks like 6 more. There may be more floating out here. Again, not a lot. People usually eat about 2 meals a day, and then there's the dog to consider. So cargo pods also drop down. Let's go ahead. Oh my goodness. So we got a bunch of wort, which is used to, I think, make beer. And unfortunately, though, you see where it dropped, and it dropped really far away, and we're not in any shape to make beer. So while I could unforbid this, and they might end up going and dragging that over, there are much more important things to do, so I'm going to pretty much ignore it. So we're going to go back to normal. We're going to see people start to work. Look, Jim's eating at a table. Not a fabulous table, but it's a table. So I'd like to put beds in here. Now, I could construct new beds, but honestly, wood, right? Wood. Wood is an issue. So because we're building a wall here, EG has decided I need to harvest the agave plant. Seems reasonable, right? So another mod that we're playing with. We're playing with a mod that allows us to have a wildlife tab. It literally shows all of the game creatures in the map. So that can be very useful. You can also click on hunting or taming right here. You can see, their condition and things like that. Makes very useful versus like scrolling across the map. It won't show their location as far as proximity. You could double click and you'll go to them, but it doesn't show like the range to them. But it's still super useful. And you'll notice as we go through, I'll try and point it out when I know it's a mod. Just in case you end up wanting to use the mod, you go, oh, I can see the use of that. So I will attempt to do that. Look at all that wood. Not sure what page he's working. Suki's delivering, and Gemma's harvesting. So at this point, these rooms, I'm going to show you guys another part of another mod. I don't know that we're going to do it very quickly, but we might as well make use of it. So we're using a mod where you can actually smooth walls, and you can also smooth floors. And so floors, natural floors when smoothed, are actually semi-beautiful. They give like a value of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth these, which takes construction time. But I'm going to smooth those because they're better than, it saves us from building a wooden floor, and they're better than any kind of wooden floor we could probably build. That'll help this bedroom look a little bit more beautiful. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do, as you can see, to try and finish this construction of this wall. And we'll have elephants inside the fortress. Too bad we couldn't get them working for us. You can actually tame an elephant. Down here. It actually shows, I think, their intelligence here somewhere. Trainable intelligence advanced. So they're definitely trainable. And you can use them as, I believe, a hauler. And also because of their sort of girth and behemoth, you can use them as fodder. Attack elephants. They can be pretty impressive in that way. Definitely got some wood still. We're still building, trying to build the wall. I'll let everybody just continue doing that. I use Celsius, and this is actually fairly warm, and that's why people are suffering some negative effects from it. But there's not a whole lot we can do. Beyond building power sources and coolers, but then again, they're wandering around outside. There are some things like maybe cowboy hats that we could tailor if we built a tailoring station and we had materials, hides or cotton or something like that. So it looks like he just finished this. It's nice. That's going to be our first bedroom. Needs some work on the floors, but it is our first bedroom, individual bedroom. Here's our second individual bedroom. Okay, look at that. We've got roofs over all those things. We are going to have to start thinking about food probably tomorrow, which means we're probably going to either A, harvest some plants like agave, or we're going to send some people out hunting. But I would really like to get this wall. Now it's got a long way to go, but really like to get this wall complete. Just not sure we're going to have enough wood. See if I can mark some more. Okay, hopefully that is enough. Just gonna pray at this point. So Jem is relaxing socially by herself in the dark at this table. So as soon as we get this wall built, food, I'm thinking maybe power source. Power source is going to come into play for both A, refrigerator and food, and B, light. Light is a good thing. Now we're going to mark these two. So the other thing is that you can order people, which you saw me do. You assign them specific tasks, sometimes sort of override what they're doing versus their natural behavior. And you can do that when you want something specifically done. So, like for example, EG, which I definitely need him doing his things. Tsukihana, relaxing. You know, maybe I need to get her, for example, to prioritize holding these. And they actually added in beta 18, they added the ability to queue these. If you do a shift and then another right click on something, you can queue up other stuff. So I could be like, okay, Suki, not only are you going to grab this, but after that, I want you to go ahead and prioritize hauling those. And then, you know, let's go ahead and have you finish prioritizing these two. So she is now, and she was actually going to pick up all of these because they're the same type of resource. That was foolish of me. They try and be a little smart, but she was going to, once I queued her up for the one, she was going to pick up all 5 because she can carry a certain amount, which is actually up to 10. Unfortunately, EG is really, really unhappy. And, wow. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do about this. He is joy-filled. Somehow he ate without a table. He's hot. Obviously ugly, but apparently both of the females are not really thrilled by him. So, what we're going to do to try and solve this is we're going to go ahead and reinstall these beds. We're going to leave EG's bed here. We're going to go ahead and reinstall Jem's bed over here. Temporarily. Or permanently. We're going to reinstall Suki's bed right here. And then we're going to go ahead, Suki, let's go ahead and prioritize doing that. And Jem. So this may help. I'm not going to guarantee it will. But I'm going to have Suki also try and clean up his bedroom. Because this is about to become EG's bedroom. And EG will then have his own bedroom. Which may or may not help out a little bit. It'll hopefully get rid of the barrack debuff. So we're going to make that as nice as we can for EG. Hope that he does not break. That is not good. Maybe? Like EG slightly improved. Minor break risk versus... That's a big penalty. Lesser of a penalty. So if we can get rid of... Some of these are going to wear off, but if we can get rid of some of them, that may do the trick. So he's still working on that wall. We did not get that objective done today. Got multiple people trying to harvest and get that done, but the day is about done. I'm expecting, crossing fingers for no break. He's close. Oh, good wood. All the elephants are going to sleep. That should be a sign, people. It's bedtime. There goes EG. Okay. They also dropping their wood off. Going to their own separate bedrooms. Okay, so now we're going to take a quick look. So this expires in 5.8 hours. So by the time EG wakes up, hopefully the barrack penalty will be forever gone. That's saying his room is the best in the world, but hopefully that will be gone. We may need to build an extra chair at the table. I don't know why. He may have been far off when he ate the meal. And it looks like one of the penalties, the rebuff from Sukihana, has disappeared. So hopefully that will... He's got a lot of negative penalties, but we'll cross our fingers. So we will see. We haven't had any bad things happen, but we are still on the edge. And be here for the next episode. Thanks for watching.